You've probably heard the phrase, "Not all who wander are lost." But when you're going through a spiritual awakening, oh, it might definitely feel like you're lost, like really lost. If you began this path expecting calm, clarity, or some instant enlightenment moment, you might be surprised by what actually unfolds. Sure, a spiritual awakening is powerful and life-changing, but it's not all light and love. There's a hidden side to it, a side that's raw, intense, and honestly kind of messy. So today we're diving into 5 shadowy side effects of spiritual awakening that no one really warns you about. If you're feeling confused, overwhelmed, or like you're the only one struggling, stay with me. You're definitely not alone. Let's start with one of the most unexpected things that happens, the emotional chaos. Most people imagine a spiritual path as something peaceful. But in reality, it tends to dig up everything you've tried to bury. Old pain, forgotten memories, unprocessed emotions, they all start bubbling up like your inner self just decided, yep, time for a deep clean. You might feel fine one moment, and then suddenly you're crying, angry, or hit by sadness you can't even explain. And no, it doesn't always tie back to your current life situation. Sometimes it's just energy from the past rising up to be released. What makes this even tougher? Most people around you won't get it. So, you might feel like you're breaking down when in truth, you're just shedding layers that no longer serve you. It's messy, it's intense, but it's also a major part of the healing process. Next up, the loneliness. But not the kind where you're just sitting at home alone on a Saturday night. This is deeper. It's the sense that no one truly understands what you're going through. As your perception shifts, so do your interests, your priorities, even your conversations. Suddenly, things you once loved might feel meaningless. You might outgrow old friends or realize you don't relate to your circle like you used to. This can come with a deep feeling of loss. You might miss the old you or the days when life felt simpler. It's painful, but it's also a natural part of the process. You're growing, and with growth comes change, and sometimes that means walking alone for a while. If you felt this, drop a comment. I'd love to know. You're definitely not the only one. Another curveball? The identity crisis. This happens when all the roles you've played, your job, your status, your relationships, stop feeling like you. You start asking, who am I really? It's like peeling away layers of a costume you didn't even know you were wearing. And while that can be freeing, it can also be deeply unsettling. You may begin to question your choices, your goals, your path, and feel like you're floating in a sea of uncertainty. This is what people call ego dissolution. Your old self starts to fade, making space for something more authentic to rise. But in between, it can feel like you're stuck in a void. Confusing? Yes. Scary? Also yes. But necessary? 100%. Awakening doesn't just hit your mind and emotions, it shows up in your body too. Many people experience physical exhaustion, strange aches, headaches, insomnia, or what's often called the ascension flu. Why? Because your body is adjusting to a new energetic frequency. It's like your inner software is getting a massive update, and it takes a toll. You might feel like you've run a marathon, even if all you did was sit on your couch. And the tricky part? Doctors might not find anything wrong. So, it's easy to start doubting yourself or forcing your body to keep up with normal routines. But the best thing you can do is listen to your body. Rest. Hydrate. Give yourself permission to slow down. This is all part of the shift. Lastly, let's talk about hypersensitivity. During a spiritual awakening, your senses become sharper. You might suddenly feel deeply affected by other people's emotions, loud noises, or even crowded places. You might pick up on subtle energy shifts around you, or feel overwhelmed by things that never used to bother you. Some people say it feels like their nerves are exposed, like there's no filter between them and the world. It can be hard to explain to others, and even harder to handle when you don't fully understand what's happening. But here's the thing. This sensitivity isn't a weakness. It's a sign that you're becoming more in tune with energy, emotions, and truth. You're developing a deeper connection with your intuition and the world around you. It's intense, yes, but it's also a gift. Spiritual awakening is not this magical overnight transformation. It's a process, a deep, soul-level journey. Yes, it brings clarity and alignment. But before that, it might tear down everything that isn't really you. From emotional storms and loneliness to physical symptoms and a total identity reset. It's tough. But here's what I want you to remember. You're not going backwards. You're growing. Everything that's falling away is making room for the real you to rise. So, if you're in the thick of it, be kind to yourself. You're not alone. So many others are walking this path too. And if anything in this video spoke to you, drop a comment. I'd love to hear your experience. Also, hit that subscribe button if you'd like more support on your spiritual journey. We're building a space here for real, raw transformation, and I'd love for you to be a part of it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.